this is not a sports camp, but there are recruits, there are international sports players who come here at the Assam Rifles even after their training is complete, and they carry on their further training, and that's exactly what you see happening right behind me. This is karate and judo. That is of course also being practiced by these international sportsmen and women, and of course we will be speaking to some of them who have in the past also represented our country on an international platform in these particular sports as well. And of course they have also performed for us. We have seen them performing karate and the judo tricks and combative the tricks and all of that as well that we see happening right behind us as well. Let's get in a word from the sports women and sportsmen who have in fact represented the country, and of course the kind of message that they have for the people of the country on this particular Republic Day as well. Starting with you, you performed for us. You have also performed in terms of represented our country. इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे आपने भारत को रिप्रेजेंट किया है, कई बार आप जीते भी हो, तो बताइए क्या किस तरह से यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग होती है, यहाँ पे किस तरह से आप यहाँ पे रहते हो ट्रेनिंग?
सर फर्स्टली मैं जय हिंद बोलना चाहूँगी सबको. आई एम अ इंटरनेशनल, माय नेम इज़ वंशिका तंवर. आई एम अ इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर फ्रॉम असम राइफल एंड माय गेम इज़ कराटे. मैं मेरिटरी स्पोर्ट्स कोटा से 2018 में भर्ती हुई हूँ. आफ्टर ज्वाइनिंग असम राइफल मैंने इंटरनेशनल और नेशनल लेवल पर मेडल्स जीते हैं. मेरा 2019 साउथ एशियन में गोल्ड मेडल रहा है. इवन मैंने मलेशिया एशियन चैम्पियनशिप में भी 7th प्लेस पोजीशन रही है. और मैंने इन्विटेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स में 5 गोल्ड मेडल्स 1 सिल्वर मेडल जीता है. आफ्टर मेरा ऑफिशियल नेशनल में मेरा 1 गोल्ड एंड 1 ब्रॉन्ज मेडल रहा है. देन उसके बाद 2022 में मैंने ऑल इंडिया पुलिस मीट में 1 गोल्ड एंड 1 सिल्वर मेडल जीत के अपनी फोर्स का भी नाम और अपने देश का नाम रोशन किया है. और हमारी डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से हमको काफ़ी फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड की जाती है जिससे हमको बहुत सपोर्ट मिलता है ट्रेनिंग में.
And that's the kind of message that we see of other sports women and men as well here who have been also performing for us. Let's get in a word from them and understand how they really also see this kind of training that is also being given. आप बताइए, आपने भी यहाँ पे परफॉर्म किया, you've also represented the country in an international platform. तो किस तरह से यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हो कि ट्रेनिंग यहाँ पर हो रही है, पर जैसे कि आपके दूसरे जो कॉलीग्स हैं उन्होंने भी बात की कि जो औरतों और मेल्स को साथ में जो ट्रेनिंग मिलती है, अब कोई ऐसे इनइक्वालिटी की अब बात नहीं है, अब साथ में सब मिलके इनको ट्रेनिंग में दी जाती है, कॉम्बैटिव ट्रेनिंग भी दी जाती है.
मुझे हम लोग अकेला कॉम्बैट में भी करता है, इंडिविजुअल में करता है. कॉम्बैट करने से भी और फ़ायदा मिलता है हम लोग का, क्योंकि वो हम लोग से ज़्यादा लड़कों का पावर है, स्पीड है, तो उन लोग के साथ करने से हम लोग का भी और वो तक स्ट्रेंथ मिलता है. हम लोग के साथ करने से और उन लोग के साथ करना और अच्छा मजबूत होता है और कॉन्फिडेंस होता है. तो हम लोग इन लोग के साथ करने से और कॉन्फिडेंस होता है, अच्छा भी फील होता है और खुद की महसूस होता है. हम लोग के लड़का के साथ ऐसा करता है तो लड़का के साथ हम लोग ऐसा मजबूत हो जाएगा, तो हम किसी से नहीं डरना चाहिए, ऐसे अपने आप स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाता है.
That's a very nice message. और क्योंकि जो उन्होंने कहा उसके ऊपर मैं आपको एक और सवाल पूछूंगी, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा कि लड़कों के साथ में हम लड़ाई करते हैं या मतलब जो हम कॉम्बैटिव स्पोर्ट्स करते हैं उसमें हम जीतते हैं तो एक कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट भी होता है, पर एक ये खाली एक फिजिकल चीज़ भी नहीं है, एक मेंटल चीज़ भी है कि विमेन हैव बीन टोल्ड कि वो आदमी उससे कम है, शुरुआत से उनकी कंडीशनिंग ऐसे होती है, तो एक मेंटली भी एक चेंज ज़रूर आता होगा जब मेन के साथ में ऐसी ट्रेनिंग्स ली जाती है. So what if I could speak to you about this, क्योंकि आपने कहा ये जो फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग के बारे में, तो मेंटली भी उसमें एक चेंज ज़रूर आता होगा कि योर कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट, यू फील अ लिटिल मोर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट योर सेल्फ, और आपको लगता है कि ये कर सकते हैं हम, ये ऐसा नहीं है कि आप उनके साथ में खेल के उनको हरा नहीं सकते.
सच में तो कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ जाता है, क्योंकि उन लोग के साथ कर करके डर भी ख़त्म हो जाता है. पहले तो लगता है लड़का ताकत है, हम लोग से ज़्यादा ताकत है, तो उन लोग से टकरा नहीं कर पाएगा, पर ऐसे करते करते हम वो डर ख़त्म हो जाता है. तो उन लोग का भी क्यों हम लोग उन लोग को क्यों नहीं बीत सकेगा, मतलब ऐसे माइंड में चेंज हो जाता है, तो हम भी कर सकता है, उन लोग से एकदम कम नहीं है, ऐसे सोचता है.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. So this is really the kind of message that we see of the sportswomen, the sportsmen here who have been representing our country on an international platform, and what essentially goes on in their training. And this is not just about the physical, it is also about leaving behind the conditioning of the mental that has been going on societally since hundreds of years for women, and them breaking those stereotypes and breaking those archetypes as well, and then of course performing on the same level with the men is something that we have heard from the horse's mouth, the sportswomen themselves also speaking about their own experiences. And still, what we see, the picture behind me, is another step towards equality, another step towards integration, and how in the security forces of our country as well, women are standing strong. If you could speak to us a little bit about the recruits here, and we were just looking at how in 2015 there had been about less than 200 recruits that had been there, and now all of a sudden now in 2023 there are more than 600. So if you could speak to us a little bit about the training, about the increasing number of women recruits as well in Assam Rifles.
Okay, first of all, I think Assam Rifle is promoting and encouraging the female fraternity to join the forces. It's providing all kind of basic administrative requirement and good training to them, and the female recruits are proving very well about their capability. So I think it's the basic encouragement and promotion that's been given, and that is the main reason that it's been increasing. The numbers are increasing, and also those who have passed out from here are performing exceptionally well outside. So I think that is again a reason that the females are getting motivated and are joining the forces.
There have been a lot of milestones since 2015, so to speak. That first time that this had been set up, the first time that women recruits were being taken and they were being given the training for combat level. So since then, of course, since 2019 also, we have seen that they have been deployed at the LOC, walking shoulder to shoulder with the men in the forces, of course, as well. So speak to us about those, achievements, about those milestones that women have also received in security forces in our country since 2015 as well.
Okay, yes, as you correctly said, they've been deployed in Jammu and Kashmir now. They've been deployed in the border areas of our northeastern areas, which is Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur. They're actually heavily forested areas, which is actually difficult to survive. But they're performing very well, and they are being deployed in the UN mission, peacekeeping organization, UN peacekeeping missions as well, and they're performing exceptionally well there also. So I think yes, they are giving us good victory and accomplishment year by year.
Let's check.
Apart from the volleyball, the basketball, the combat training, all of that, of course, we also see rock climbing that is being done right now. And what we have are two contestants of a race that has just taken place, where we see both of them had in fact come first. One, of course, is a woman and the other is a man. But let's get in a word from them about the kind of training that goes on here, the kind of recruits that come out of here, the kind of servicemen, the army men, the army personnel that come out of here as well. Let's get in a word from them. आपने अभी रॉक टाइमिंग किया, आप दोनों ने रेस लगाई, दोनों साथ में आ गए थे, तो ये ऐसे डिजाइन से था?
नो मैम, ये कंपटीशन लेवल।
तो ये आप पहले मुझे बताइए कि यहाँ पे बहुत सारे जो विमेन रिक्रूट्स होते हैं, उनकी ट्रेनिंग होती है, उनको किस तरह से बॉर्डर पे डिप्लॉय किया जा रहा है अब कई सालों के बाद में अभी देखने को मिल रहा है, तो किस तरह से ये मैसेज आप देखते हैं कि बाहर आ रहा है फॉर द विमेन एज वेल एंड फॉर आवर सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस कि अब औरतें भी यहाँ पर अब अपना सर्विस दें? I'll come back to you. पर आप भी बताइए कि यहाँ पे जो रिक्रूट्स हैं जिस तरह से टक्कर की फाइट दे रहे हैं सारे जो मेल रिक्रूट्स हैं उनको।
मोस्ट ऑफ अस जो ट्रेनिंग है सेम है, जो भी इनके कराया जाता है वो हमें सेम रहता है, जो फिजिकल क्वांटिटी फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ रहती है, इस कारण ये हमारा कंपटीशन लेवल में है।
यू फील द हीट, ऐसा लगता है कि यहाँ सही में
यस मैम, प्रॉपर कंपटीशन।
अच्छा, व्हाट अबाउट यू, व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट द ट्रेनिंग? किस तरह से आप लोग ट्रेनिंग यहाँ पर करते हैं सारे रिक्रूट्स का? किस तरह से यहाँ पर फिजिकल मेंटल हर चीज़ की ट्रेनिंग आप लोगों को?
मैम यहाँ पे तो बहुत अच्छी ट्रेनिंग होती है, मेंटली ट्रेनिंग नहीं होती है, फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग होती है जो हमारे स्ट्रेंथ के लिए होती है, पर जो हमें जो भी चीज़ कराया जाता है हमारी फिजिकल के लिए कराया जाता है ताकि हम स्ट्रॉन्ग बन सकें.
Well, it's not all fun and games and basketballs and volleyballs for the women recruits. We also have some very serious training that is given to the recruits. But obviously, this is the unarmed combat training that is in fact being carried out right now as we speak of the women recruits who are in fact undergoing this training, and every day they go through this kind of training, and so that they can be trained and they can become well equipped and better recruits and better army personnel as well when they are deployed as a part of the security forces, and if they are deployed or so. Let's get in a word from the in charges, the people in fact who spend this time with the recruits as well. And of course, as we keep panning our cameras first to the unarmed combat that is taking place right now, where we see that women and men in fact who are given this combat training, and we see that all of that taking place right now, where the women are also taking part. And we of course also have Deputy Commandant Jagram Singh, who is joining us right now with respect to these women recruits or women commanders. Sir, if you could speak to us about the kind of training that is given to these recruits, if you could walk with me as we show our viewers the kind of training that is going on. But how are the kind of, what is the kind of training that is given, and how is it different or similar to what is the training given to the male recruits as well?
Okay, ma'am. Actually, this training known as unarmed combat, and it is given to both male and female recruits. It we can say it's one type of self-protection, and especially there are some situations when our soldiers are out of their arms, ammunition, and equipment. So that time they can use this technique like that.
So this is the kind of training that is of course given to all of the recruits, but I can also see some of the male recruits here, some of the of course women recruits that are being given. So are the training also given together to all of them, or how does it really work?
Generally, we separate them for their different training. There are some training also in which they mix up with each other also. So all male and female, both recruit, they are getting same training. And it is something like it's a very progressive, gradual and scientific. So we make our this civilian recruits into a complete soldier by this way.
By this kind of training that we also see behind us right now. Thank you so much, sir. We'll keep coming back to you. But this is essentially what is going on right now. The unarmed combative training that is being given to, of course, through the female recruits and the male recruits as well. Then, of course, they're not given this training together, but perhaps that will also be done later as something that we're being given to understand. But as of now, of course, all kinds of training, all kinds of combat training that is as of now being done in Assam Rifles here for the women recruits. And of course, more intense kind of training as well, the visuals of which we will be showing you. But as of now, on the Saturday evening, as the recreational activities are also being carried out, side by side, we see that the unarmed combat training that we see behind me is also as of now underway.